guys, it's Glenn from glenscarcollection.com, and today we're going to talk about the frustrations of car buying, especially in this market. Remember, if you like what you see, hit the subscribe button. If you're a subscriber, hit the notification bell. I post several videos a week, usually 2 to 3. You're going to miss those videos if you don't hit the notification bell. Way you can help me out, if you want to see more car videos, we have 900 on YouTube. The only way this channel keeps going is if you like the video and leave a comment below, and I will respond to each and every comment. All right, so you usually see me buying sports cars, but in this crazy market, which you should not buy a car unless you absolutely have to, I'm helping a family member find a car. She had a real nice used 3 Series. Wasn't her fault. Somebody T-boned her in an intersection. Her beloved car is totaled, and now we have to find another one. She's getting insurance money. It was the other guy's fault. Giving her enough to buy that identical car. The problem is that identical car doesn't exist in this market. So we're broadening the search. Different 3 Series, you know, there's 320s, 328s, used ones, same mileage, same options, hopefully. Also considering, you know, Audi A3, A4s, Mercedes C-Class, you know, competitors in that range. So this is the experience I've been having with a lot of dealers. First of all, every car is overpriced. Some cars are really $5,000 or $10,000 overpriced. I've walked into dealers, again, we're looking for used cars. Every new car they have on the showroom floor either has a market adjustment of $5,000. Walked into the same dealer the other day, all the market adjustments for the cars that they have left, new cars, and we're not shopping for a new car, this is just an observation, $10,000 market adjustment. So if you want a $40,000 car, it's $50,000. If you want, you know, an $80,000 BMW, it's $90,000. So we're just looking at used cars. Cars that used to be $12,000 are now asking $22,000, and that's the issue. So we're having trouble finding a car. She needs a car for work and everything. So our experience with dealers has not been really good right now. They're selling stuff they would never sell. So typically main dealers, say if you want a BMW, you go to a BMW dealer. They have used BMWs in stock. They typically wouldn't sell a car with 110, 120,000 miles because it probably has problems. They would wholesale that and it'd be for sale some highway dealer, you know, no-name dealer, Joe Schmo's cars somewhere. But now, you know, main dealers, they don't have much inventory, so they're essentially selling everything. So actually our experience with BMWs has been pretty good. We just don't have anything in her price range with similar mileage. And actually, if we can't find a car, if we can find the same similar car, the exact year, the exact mileage, the exact options, and the insurance company didn't give us enough, we can actually appeal and get the difference. The problem is we can't find that. There's no such thing. We either find one that's, you know, half the mileage or double the mileage. We had a 65,000 mile car that we're trying to replace. So every one we find either has 90,000 miles or 33. So we really can't get a good adjustment there. We've looked at other cars and they have not been as advertised. So always be wary when a dealer, and these are non-BMW dealers, but they're main dealers that are selling cars. One was like, you know, they sell different cars, but new cars, and they just happen to have some used BMWs there. One just showed a picture, like a stock photo. So it wasn't really a photo. It was like a, you know, the sketch of a car, you know what I'm talking about? So it wasn't of the actual car or an actual car. And when we got there, the trunk didn't close. It had a motorized trunk. You can close it manually, but the dealer's like, oh, we can fix it. It's $800 repair, but we're adding it to the price. The glove box was broken, falling apart. They're like, that's a $200 repair. We add that to the price. So it's like, your price is already sky high, 10 grand more than this car would have been last year. And now we got to pay another $1,000 to fix it. You know, we could probably fix the glove box myself, but the motors in the trunk, probably not. So it just shows you like everything that's out there is kind of like as is condition junk, where typically they know that they could sell that price because people are desperate right now. They're not going to, they said, well, if we do the $1,000 in repairs, we'd have to add it to the price. They know the car's not going to sell at that crazy price, but who knows, maybe next week it would. So that's why they're obviously not fixing it. They know it can sell right now. They want to make money. Highest best use would just be to sell it as is. We found another car, another 3 Series, almost identical to what she had. Not the color she wanted, but hey, you need a car, you got to get to work, you got to get to, you know, where you need to go. So fine, compromise on color, let's get it done. Went all the way down there and the whole right rear passenger door was destroyed on this car. Somebody must have crashed into it, even though the Carfax was clean. It was so obvious when we came up to it. So I said, how could that be? Because I always ask for pictures first. So the first thing I always ask, let's go back a step and then we'll get into this story. I always ask the dealer for the Carfax. Sometimes it's listed. When it's not, it's usually an issue. If it's a great Carfax, it's usually listed and free in the ad. Say you're looking at cars.com or Auto Trade, or sometimes they use Auto Check, stuff like that. So usually if you have to inquire for that free Carfax, you know there's a problem. Can you buy a car with an accident? Absolutely. You know, obviously it's worth 10 or 20% less. She didn't want one. She was just in a bad accident. Her car was clean. It survived that accident. I think if somebody had been, the car was so T-boned on the passenger side because the other guy was an elderly gentleman. He didn't stop, hit her full speed. He had to yield. He didn't yield. He was speeding. I think the person in that passenger seat realistically would have been killed. So she wants a safe car that has a non-accident. So God forbid something happens again, she'll be protected, which is what I would do too. So before we drove all the way down to a dealership, because, you know, we're driving half hour to dealerships because 10 minutes away there are no cars, even though I live where there's a lot of BMW dealers, but they don't have used 3 Series in stock. Drive all the way down there, and luckily this one wasn't too far, and the whole door was smashed. And we already had the Carfax, we already had the pictures. Looking closely at the pictures, they actually airbrushed the damage out because you can see a tiny bit where they airbrushed it. So to me, that's false advertising. I mean, anybody coming down there. And it wasn't like the price was $5,000 less, like, hey, something's up with this car, why is it low? It was a higher mileage car for $2,000 less. So when we kind of figured out the mileage, it kind of made sense. So what a wasted trip down there. Now that same dealer has another car for sale that we're considering, but we're going to try to do diligence before we go all the way down there. So that's just the crazy car market right now. Really buyer beware more than ever. Don't buy a car unless you absolutely have to because the prices are insane. If you can lease a car and you're comfortable with the lease payment, but I've seen $450 cars now leasing for $650, $700 because of those market adjustments. So unfortunately, she's in a situation where she needs a car. Insurance will pay her the car and even adjust it for us if we can't find that in this market, though she just bought that car in August in the crazy market. So it's only, 2 months, 3 months later. So, you know, we just can't find the car. It just doesn't exist. It's not like we can find one where there's 2,000 more and we can go back to the dealership. So let me know your experiences in the comments below. Let's share, tell all your experiences, especially if you have one in this market, and go from there. Thanks a lot, guys. Remember, like, share, and subscribe, and I will answer every one of these comments. Thanks for watching.